Very good evening, everyone. Am I audible enough to you all? Good evening to you all.
Good evening, madam.
You're audible,
Very
ma'am.
good evening. Very good evening. Thank you so much. How was the day for you all? How was the day?
Doing well, madam.
Okay, pleasure to hear. Others? Nothing interesting?
I also getting on well, ma'am.
Yes,
Getting well, madam.
present. Perfect.
I'm
Okay,
doing
pleasure.
well, madam.
Okay. So who are in position to switch on the camera today? Other than that, I'm going to be very long in here. Is there anyone who can switch on their cameras? Yes? None of? Yes. Right. So, thank you, both of you. I would like to do an activity at the very first. Can you all see what I have in my hand today? Can you all see what I have in my hand today?
Yes.
Yes.
Kind of
Gift
present,
box.
ma'am.
The gift box. Yeah, a present. Either let's just say that it's a gift box. Okay. Imagine, okay, you're a marketeer and you get an opportunity to sell this gift box for someone. Okay. Make a single line, single strong line, either couple of lines to sell this as a brand for someone. It's a challenge. Okay. Just think that it's a gift box and you are going to sell it to another party and make a strong couple of lines to sell this. Sometimes you might have heard about that with the brand names. There are some authentic lines. Okay, so that impression is giving us this is the perfect for kids. Likewise, so you also make a presentive couple of lines to sell this object. Yes. Interesting couple of lines to present. Yeah. For the best person, I'm going to give this gift box. Yes. So who's going to be the best and achieve this?
World #1 gift box.
Okay, world #1 gift box for your special person. Good. Yes. ගන්න හිතනවනේ කිව්වහම මේක තමයි ලොකු තියෙන හොඳම gift box එක වාගේ විශේෂම පුද්ගලයාට කියලා. We feel let's try it out. Very nice. Very good attempt, Samantha. Yeah. Others?
If you want to,
Yes.
if you want to come,
Okay.
came to.
Yes, Atula. Give it a shot.
Yeah. If you want to come true your dream, please buy this product. You can get a marvelous gift box. Here is it. It is.
Wow, wonderful. Very nice. I got really impressed. Yeah. Others?
Yes, this is the golden opportunity.
Take your opportunity.
Yes, ma'am. This is the golden opportunity to get a valuable gift box for you to hand over your valuable person.
Superb. Ronnie?
Ma'am, small appreciation for your silence and dedicated service.
Very good. Cool. Yes. Good evening to you, Ranjan. Nuan, how do you feel about this gift box?
Yeah. Do you like handsome? This is for you.
who likes to be handsome? Either who likes to be the most handsome person in this world? This is the gift box for you to get into that position. Wow, then all would definitely purchase, right? Interesting so far. All right. And thank you so much. Yes, you all have done a good job. That means you have the quality of presenting something. Okay. Tarushi, would you like to give it a shot, Tarushi? Tarushi?
Yes, teacher.
Tarushi? Yeah.
This is a gift box. Teacher, now I joined the class and my lab is going.
That's the reason you do not know. Okay, right, fine. So interesting, the people who have shared presentive lines for this object, yes, you have already highlighted about this is not only a gift box, but something interesting also. Right, thank you so much. So today we are going to focus on the second part of our presentational skills development. So last day, we have already discussed about the presentation types and the audiences. Meanwhile, we have discussed about what are the key areas we have to focus and everything. So today, we are going to just pay our attention for the specific requirements as a presenter and concentrate about the important fact that you have to follow. Right. Let's move on. Okay, so now I'm going to move on. Right. So today, specifically, I'm going to take your attention for the business presentations and the challenges that you are facing and how you're going to overcome all these things, right? The agenda of today's presentation is introduction, building confidence, engaging the audience, visual aids, and final tips and takeaways of your presentation. Right. The power of communication. When it comes to presentational skills, you should be an effective communicator who are going to transform the particular message, your concept, and what you are going to present today to your audience. So your communicational skills are going to be brushed up and they are going to be really work throughout your presentation. Okay. So why I have mentioned that the power of communication in here? Because when you are an effective communicator, you are easily transforming your message and your idea to the audience. Then your audience is going to be really comfortable with your presentation and they would get engaged with your presentation in an interesting manner as long as you showcase the powerful communicational tools throughout your presentation. As an example, a very good communicational tip is to speak confidently. Whatever the language you use for your presentation, you are required to speak confidently. Okay. Meanwhile, clarity of your speech. The formal positions, either you could mention that formal body language you showcase in front of your audience. So those are the few powerful communicational tips that I would like to mention for you all today. Right. So next part, overcoming nervousness. Confidence building strategies are going to be discussed throughout this slide. Okay. So have you all ever been nervous in front of an audience? Yes. Have you all ever been nervous in front of an audience? No, you're all confident. Perfect. No issues at all. Ah, wow,
So,
how nice.
sometimes
I'm
it is
so
getting
far
nervous,
happy
madam.
to hear.
No, ma'am, sometimes
Yes.
it is
Yes,
getting nervous.
To be very honest, not only sometimes, but most of the time when you see your audience, you get nervous. That's the reality, guys. Okay, not only you, it's not only for me, majority of the people, they get that uncomfort, to be very honest. But remember, okay, let me to bring that in Sinhala. ඔගොල්ලෝ අහලා ඇති කියන දේ වැදගත් ඔබ ඒ කියන දේ කියන ආකාරය නැත්නම් ඉදිරිපත් කරන ආකාරයයි වැදගත්. මම හිතනවා ඔය කාරණාව ඔයගොල්ලෝ අහලා ඇති කියලා. So in here also the same theory is going to be applied. You would get nervous, that's fine. Okay? If I get nervous, okay, that's in me. Remember, showcasing your nervousness is the issue. We all get, sudden panic. Okay, why? We could see a large audience in front of us and am I going to be really confident on my stuff? In this position that you are no longer, that's what it triggered. Okay, you may get the feeling, but sure. So make sure that when you get nervous, you hide it in you. Do not showcase that to your audience. Okay? So overcoming nervousness and building your confidence, number one, before you go ahead with your presentation, do some warm-up exercises. Okay? Actually, majority of well-experienced presenters are also doing these things. The greatest activity that you can do to enhance your presenting skill is go ahead with some warm-up activities. One warm-up activity is make sure that you control your breath. Okay? You take a long breath. You inhale a long breath like this. And you hold for a few seconds and smoothly get it down. Look at. Why? Because you get your body comfort, your mind comfort, and your lungs are going to get maximum capacity of air to make you more comfort of communicating with others. Right? That's the very first warm-up activity. You control your breath. Number two, okay, you hold your nose and take breath throughout your mouth like this. Those activities, you're going to calm down your physical nervousness and your mindset as well. So as the next part, get in front of a mirror and look at yourself. Okay? And make sure you admire yourself. Okay? You stand in front of the mirror and admire yourself. And show to you or your own that you are confident enough to you on. Okay? And make sure you're confident to share that I can do this. Yes, I have already practiced. Okay? I'm qualified enough. Okay? I have done everything what I need to present this. So it's a piece of cake for me. Okay? You're going to determine that in front of a mirror and only you are standing there with you. That's actually making your mind set up more strength to continue your presentation. And before you get into the audience, double check whether you are well prepared with each and everything. Okay, double check if you are just collecting any, if you are just aside. Okay, double check whether your presentation is going to be function properly, because sometimes even though you're confident, if your presentation got stuck on the projector, okay, you suddenly get nervous, you get uncomfort, you lost with your information that you want to be shared to the audience, right? So verify all those things. So those are the strategies that you could follow and overcome your nervousness, right? Did you get an interesting point? Have you done these things earlier? Have you done these tips earlier? I believe majority of you all haven't.
No.
Okay? Yes, right. So follow these things and see. Okay? Your mind should be in a comfortable setup, and your body physically, you should be comfort at all. And when it comes to the outdoor things, you have to concentrate much about how it's going to be worked out. Okay, everything should be not perfect. Okay, sometimes the sudden incidents could be happened, but verify as long as you are going to stand in front of your audience, is everything comfort and clear so far. Okay, right. Any question? Any experience that you have already faced and it has made you uncomfort? Yeah. Yes, guys? No. Right. Then let's move on with the next one.
Excuse me.
Now I would like... Yes, Atula. Atula? Do you have any question,
Immediately.
Atula?
Presentation immediately.
What do you mean by immediately? Atula, you mentioned something, but I didn't get it properly. Pardon, please, Atula. Okay, right. If you get the opportunity, just throw your question back to me, my dear, okay? Right. So now, the most important fact is engaging the audience. Remember, your presentation is going to be in vain when your audience is losing with it. Okay, right? So it is compulsory to keep engaged with your audience. Why? Because your audience is the party that they are enjoying your presentation. If your audience is not there, your presentation is not actually interesting. Why? You're just doing something in front of the people, but people, they just ignored you. It's actually not the effective presentation pattern. So keep engaging the audience is again quite tricky part, but let's follow these tips and make sure you always be in touch with the audience. Right. Number one, make eye contact with your audience to create a sense of intimacy and involvement. Remember, okay, your eyes should focus to your audience. Last day also, I specifically highlighted about that, because if you are taking your eyes away from your audience, at that point, you're starting to lose your audience. So make sure you always look at them and speak, not your projector, not your laptop, not the particular material either. You don't want to bother about your presentational aids. Your concentration should be always with your audience. So keep your eye contact with them, right? Next part is weave relatable stories into your presentation using narratives, and that makes your message memorable and impactful. Once a time I could remember when I was schooling, there was an interesting presentation, but we students had the dull feeling to get engaged with it. At that time, I mentioned that, all right, let's get into the main hall. Let's just see what this presenter is going to present for us. And within few minutes, we will return back to the classrooms. Okay. So the presenter was actually a regular person, okay, who was trying to give us a motivation for our exams and everything. So it was actually very general presentation, what usually the presenters do. So while we were just engaging with the presentation, and when the presenter was speaking to us, I could remember we were just yawning as well. So within few minutes, the presenter suddenly started a story which is filled with curiosity. කුතුහලය පිරුණු කතාවක් එකපාරටම audience එක boring වෙලා ඉන්න අවස්ථාවේ මේ presenter පටන් ගත්තා. Okay, human mind is focusing for certain things in limited time period. That's the nature of our mindset. Okay, we are not in position to concentrate for a long time period. But when there's something more impactful, and when they are giving much attention with full of curiosity, we would like to keep engaged with it. Okay, have you all noticed that when you all are watching movies, when the movie is going to be really dull, sudden incidents are happening that we are going to watch what's going to be next. Who suddenly appeared in here? Why this man made this story? Even for the mega dramas also sometimes doing this. Why? Because audience is actually losing their interest in a certain point. But you have to make that a peak point at that time. If it's not, your audience is completely taking them away from your presentation. So another strategic pattern is to build up some related stories. If you are doing a motivational speech, you are going to bring a motivational story, right? Any kind of memorable speech, likewise, right? It should be always related, but really fascinating for the people to get engaged with that story. That you must have to verify whether they are going to be concentrate completely till you bring the conclusion of your story. Likewise, and the third point that you may follow in your presentation is encourage questions and provide thoughtful responses to enhance audience participation. This is not all about yes or no answers. Okay, when you just throw a question which is given yes or no answer, so that round is done and dusted. But if you would say something like this, let me to bring an example for you. When we are young, parents and our grandparents are always taking care of us, and they concentrate about our security. Are we really doing that when we are in the position of adult? Is it getting the yes or no answer? No, you have the thoughtful response. You're just thinking, yeah, that's true. When I'm young, my grandparents were taking me, take care of me like nothing. They were giving me the love, care, and attention. Okay, their affection was invaluable. Am I giving those things in return when I'm an adult? Likewise, okay, so those type of things you give to your audience. Then your audience is thinking, yeah, that's true, yeah, I have to do, yeah, it's my responsibility. That's true, he said the correct thing. Yeah, she said the thing that I have to concentrate back. Likewise, okay. So those type of thoughtful questions you may just bring to your audience. And finally, use live polls and surveys to gather audience opinions, promoting engagement and making sure the audience feel invalued, right? Remember, you in between your presentation, either before the conclusion of your presentation, you may just go ahead with kind of a survey, whether you have done something really comfort for them. Have they already got the message that you have conveyed throughout your presentation? Either You may go ahead with a survey to check their knowledge level. Okay, if you have participated for some programs, you might have seen that officers also, they are doing some programs. Okay, so at that time, the particular presenter is at the very first given you a sheet which has some questions, either any activity to be completed. Likewise, why? Before you go ahead with your presentation, you judge on the audience knowledge, capacity, mentality, and their level. So it's easy for you to bring whatever the presentation that you are going to present for them in an effective manner. Okay, so these are the interesting tips that you have to follow to keep your audience engaged with you. Okay, any questions so far? You may get the opportunity to speak, ask any question, share your opinion. Okay, they are also effective to continue our session in a practical manner. Yeah.
Madam, excuse me.
Yes, Ranjan.
Actually, I don't have any questions regarding this topic, but I have something to know. Actually,
Yes.
when we are going to face an interview, just not an presentation, but sometimes we get nervous rather than we thought, right? So I want to know in such situation how to we behave, how to face it. It's in a good manner. Actually, it's not relevant to this topic, but I always I had faced like that. It is that's why I asked you. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much for raising that question. Okay, right? Here again, the technique is same, Ranjan. When you get nervous, your audience is going to bring the feedback accordingly. So who is your audience? The interviewer. There would be either one person would be an interview panel. Okay, so remember, you are always going there with the how could I say that? You're always just judging. Am I good enough? Am I going to give the positive answers for the question? Is it going to be really worth for me? You're always with the mind set up with full of questions when you are facing an interview. And you have again the doubt whether you are going to be selected. Am I going to really be the authentic position that they are finding for? Okay, those type of questions are always struggling in your mind when you are facing an interview. It's not only for you, Ranjan, majority of people are having this uncomfort. So, to avoid that mentality, first of all, you have to emphasize to yourself, this is going to be an opportunity where I'm going to earn experience. Okay, if I got selected, I would perform accordingly. So let me to bring my level best throughout the interview. So that mind setup should be really strong, my dear. And the other thing, the same point I highlighted. You may be in your uncomfort in a strength, but never showcase those things. You must showcase your confidence, and your words should be, your response, your answers should be more powerful. Okay, they are going to be really authentic, and you should showcase your suitability in an appropriate manner. Excuse me. Okay, so while you are having that positive mindset, and when you try your level best to showcase that you are confident enough to bring your response, and always feed your mind that it's giving me an opportunity to get the experience. You don't want to bother about much the job position. if you're keeping bothered about, I need this job question, it's having good salary, this company is really good, I want this job, your mind is struggling in the same position. You are greedy to having the position. So you're always focusing about self-judgments. Okay? But take it as an opportunity to gain the experience and try your maximum. Try your maximum to showcase your confidence and bring the proper response, which showcase your suitability, your confidence, and you have to be really smart in front of the interview board. I believe when you follow all those things, you would gain the position which you really expected. Other than that, you would struggle with your requirement. Okay, and remember guys, we have a separate lesson called the interview skills development. Okay, throughout that we are going to learn much and we are going to practice the questions. When you have the awareness of the questions about the interview, so I believe that you have already prepared, then you could perform very well. Ranjan, I believe I have already given you the satisfied answer.
Yes, madam. Yes, thank you.
My pleasure. Right. Then let's move on with the next part. Selecting visual aids. Last day also I mentioned it's not only visual which showcase, but visual aids. Okay, these visual aids are going to showcase that how they are going to give the greatest impact for your presentation. And number one point is match your purpose. Your visual aid definitely should match with your purpose. As an example, let's just say that you are doing a business presentation. Okay, so you are promoting any brand, either kind of a new product. So make sure that you go ahead with a mini advertisement about the related brand or the product. Why? Because that's what it's actually emphasize your purpose throughout the visual aids. Okay, you may just showcase kind of a advertisement which runs about why this brand is really important, to whom it would really be effective, and the prices or the whatever the thing required. Likewise, so your visual aid should matches to the relevant purpose you are going to emphasize throughout your presentation. Then the next part is choose the right type. Okay, you're the person who's going to decide whether it's a video, whether it's kind of a photos that you are going to showcase, either any kind of any other documentary. Why? Because you know the height and depth of your presentation. So you can judge on how you are going to present it in an appropriate manner. Okay, so choose the right type of visual aids to include for your presentation. Keep it simple and clear. One more time, people are not in position to keep engaged with whatever you are sharing at every time. And when they are running for a long time period, the interest is going to be break. So keep it simple, a simple one, but again, with the clear concept. Okay, last part is make it memorable according to your audience. Remember, your visual aids must again align with the audience that you are presenting. If you are having the audience which is filled with ladies, and when you are talking about, or either you are just promoting any men perfume for them as a business presentation, so is it really going to be interesting? Not at all. Why? Ladies are always seeking for the ladies items which are really aligned with your requirements. So you have to understand about your audience thoroughly. Based on that, bring the memorable visual aids for them. Okay. Sometimes people, they use some interesting, really attractive and relatable videos. Why? Because we love to watch something which is running on the screen rather keeping the dull screen. Okay. Meanwhile, you may just bring any edition that you have already taken from many social media or whatever thing. So based on that, you may just raise your speech. Okay. You may just introduce the particular presentation that you are going to present today. Likewise. Okay. So make sure to go ahead with the proper decisions and the choices when you use visual aids. Right? Any question regarding the visual aids? Do you have any idea about what type of visual aids that you could use and how standard they likewise? Take this opportunity to ask questions also, because after completion of this particular lesson, you should start to prepare your presentation according to the research that you are going to conduct, because at the end of the program, you are required to go ahead with your presentation, right? It's in your hand. So do not make yourself at the last minute. When you get in touch with something in last minute, it actually gives you uncomfort. And that's going to be not much original. Why? You are just collecting stuff, saying everywhere, and sometimes it would be mess up with you. Okay? When you prepare something very earlier, then while you are studying, you could just check whether the information is accurate and the other details that you have used is going to be really interesting, and visual aid selecting everything, right?
Ma'am,
Okay. Yes, Nuwan.
do you send this PDF? Or
I didn't get you, my dear. Which PDF are you talking about?
this lesson yesterday
Fine.
and
Couple of presentations I would share to your groups. Okay, don't worry about the presentations, right? Definitely, I'll share a couple of presentations to you all. Okay, right. Move on with the next, effective delivery techniques. Okay, now just imagine you're having you are facing a food contest. Okay, throughout this particular concept, you are required to impress your judge board with your meal. Okay, right. මම සිංහලෙන් කිව්වොත් ඔයගොල්ලෝ හිතන්න ඔයගොල්ලෝ කැම තරගයකට සහභාගී වෙනවා. එතකොට මේ කැම තරගෙට ගියාම මේ කැම තරගෙදී ඔයාට වගේ ජජ් බෝඩ් එක නැත්නම් මේ විනිශ්චය මණ්ඩලය කියන හොඳ රස කෑමක් හදලා අපිට මේක දෙන්න. එතකොට ඔයා තියෙන best ingredient වලින් yummy විදිහට recipe එකක් හදනවා. හදලා ඒක ඔහේ plate එකකට දාලා නිකම්ම ගිහින් දුන්නොත් ඒක රස වෙන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි interest වේද ඒක accept කරන්න ඒ audience එකට. එහෙම නැත්නම් ඒ judge panel එකට. No. That's why most of the time chefs are doing some decors. එකට word එකක් කියලා. There's a specific word, right? Touch එකක් දාලා දෙනවා to get a good impression to have that meal. Right? Okay? To get a good impression to have that meal. So the same thing you have to apply in here as well. Okay, garnish කරනවා නේද? අපි කියන්නේ meal එක garnish කරලා දුන්නාම ඒක හරිම interesting, right? Yes. So you have to do the same thing for your presentation. You have selected the presentation. You have prepared the slideshow, the video, whatever the information in an appropriate manner. Then you have practiced it very well, right? Now the final stage is to deliver it. If your performance is not up to the standard, then again your presentation is failed. Though you have done a good job at earlier, but at the end of the day, it's not up to the standard. It's not satisfied, right? So again, you have to concentrate much about an effective delivery. So let me to bring you all some techniques to guide you all to go ahead with it, right? This is a powerful tool in public speaking. Yeah, this is a powerful tool in public speaking. It involves varying pitch, tone, and volume to convey emotion, emphasize points, and maintain interest. අපි එකම විදිහට එක දිගට කතා කරගෙන ගියොත් ඒ කතාවේ කිසි වෙනසක් නැහැ. නිකන් කතාවක් ඇහෙනවා. Right? But if you have the variation of your speech, okay? Right? අපි කතා බහ කරද්දී සිංහල වලින් ගොඩක් වෙලාවට අපි සමහර තැන් වලදී ගොඩක් highlight කරලා. Okay? ටිකක් sound එක වැඩි කරලා. සමහර වෙලාවට හරි emotionally sound එක smoothly ගලාගෙන යන විදිහට යොදලා කතා කරනවා. එතකොට අපිට කෙනෙක් කියන දෙයක් අහගෙන ඉන්න ආසයි සහ අපි කියන දේ අනිත් කෙනාට හරිම pleasant. Okay? So remember, it's again a public speaking, right? You are speaking to the public. So your vocal variations are required. Pitch variation, which means height and depth of your speech. You are not going to use the high pitch at every time. Loudly you are not bringing it. Sometimes the low pitch is also required. Tone inflection. Okay? Your tone should be, comfort to listen. It should be listening friendly tone. Okay? Not actually a harsh tone that it is uncomfort at all. That's why when people get their microphone in their hand, they double check whether that sound is going to be really listening friendly for the audience, right? They check the sound through the mic. And volume control. You have to sometimes use the kind of strong volume, okay? Speed volume. But sometimes it requires to be quite smoother, right? Then you have to concentrate all those things. In your voice. සමහර voice තියෙනවා කටහඬ කනට මී පැණිවක් කරනවා වගේ. Okay, අනිත් අතටත් අපි කියනවා ඒක නම් මෙන්න මෙහෙමයි කියලා, right? So it's up to you. The way that you are speaking, the way that you are addressing your audience is going to be bring you the positive, the negative feedback of your vocal variation. So make sure that you get in touch with your speech at every time. මේක ළමයි හරිය මේ බොහොම සරල නැහැ, හරිම බැරෑරුම්. ඇයි? presentation එක ලස්සනට ඉදිරිපත් කරන්න ඕනේ. audience එක ගැන concentrate වෙන්න ඕනේ. ඔයා තෝරගෙන තියෙන මේ audience එකට දෙන visual aids ටික නිවැරදිව කරන්න ඕනේ. ඒත් එක්කම වැදගත්ම part එක මේක ඔයා present කරන විදිහ. Okay? verbally and physical. Okay? ඒ දෙක fail වුණොත් presentation එකේ අනිත් හැමදේම it's going to be in vain. Okay? Right. So the next point I would like to mention about effective body language enhances your message, making it more impactful and memorable. Some people, when they do the presentation, they are already zip up their smile. I'm asking why. When you have your pleasant facial expressions, people love to look at you. Okay? When you are smiling, your audiences automatically get that pleasant attitude, right? So make sure you deliver it an interesting, meanwhile in a pleasant manner. Okay, they are compulsory. So make it more impactful and memorable. Okay, the person who's going to keep your image, keep the things in their memory, what you have already shared, it's up to again your body language, right? So here again, this specific part I would like to highlight, meaningful eye contact, okay? And purposeful gestures. Gestures means I mentioned you that how you move your arms at every time while you are speaking, okay? Maintain good posture. Posture කියන්නේ ඔබ ඔබගේ සිරුර නිසි විදිහට තබා ගන්න ආකාරය. සමහර වෙලාවට ඔයගොල්ලෝ දැකලා ඇති presenters holding their hands like this. They sometimes keep their arms on their hips Okay, they are actually not positive postures. Okay, you have to stand straight, make sure that you are level in your flow and keep straight body language. Control your expressions. Meanwhile, control your emotions as well. Okay, just imagine while you are delivering your presentation, somebody is always annoying. Okay, somebody's keep asking question, either he's just pulling something, again interrupting, all those things. Can you be suddenly get mad and scold at him? Can you? You would get that emotion. But remember, you are in the formal position and you are not in position to do so. But if he's keep annoying for the presentation, you may politely give a response. Excuse me, please be patient till I get into the next slide. After that, I'll give you the opportunity to ask your question. I'll give you the opportunity to raise your questions back. Till then, please be kind enough to keep continuing with the presentation. Likewise, you may politely express, but you are not in position to act out arrogantly. Okay? Meanwhile, control your emotions. Okay? Just imagine you suddenly get sleepy mood. Can you just yawn in front of the audience? Can you just showcase that you are obviously dull and about to sleep? No, you have to hide your emotions. Other than that, your audience is identifying, all right, this presenter is obviously dull. He's no longer interested with us. Okay, he's also sleepy. It's better to leave the presentation. Okay, so do not give those type of negative impression to your audience. Always showcase that you are so far confident with them, comfortable with them. I mean, you would like to interact with them likewise. Okay, and mind your language. Okay, the words that you are using, okay, always make sure you use the magical words like please, thank you, apologize, highly appreciate. Okay, they are really listening friendly expressions, right? If you use some arrogant word, either kind of negative words, they are actually not giving you a good impression. Clear? Right. I believe that throughout my presentation, there's a proper flow that I have brought you. How you want to start, pack your things, throw them to your audience, and what are the techniques you have to follow while you are actually throwing. Throwing means you are delivering your presentation. Likewise. And the next part is questions and answering session. Even though my audience is bringing very less questions, I believe that your audience would definitely give much questions. Okay, so you are responsible to answer all the questions. Remember that. You are the presenter, you have the awareness of the particular field. You are required to do those. So now I'm giving 1 minute for you all to just read what in the well, before everything, you should concentrate about these 3 points. Know your material in advance. I mentioned you that whatever the presentation that you are going to deliver, you should know from top to bottom. It's compulsory. Anticipate common questions. You have to just think, if I present this type of a thing, what type of questions I would get from the audience and how I could bring answers accordingly. Likewise, you have to just, it's actually the general knowledge according to the presentation that you conduct. You should know that what type of questions I would get in return. So you have to just concentrate, not all the questions. Sometimes people, they ask about something in advance, either something out of the box as well, but you have some certain knowledge about questions and answers. Rehearse your responses. Okay, you have to just think, all right, these type of answers would be ideal for these type of questions. So I would bring my response accordingly. Okay, likewise, you have to have some prepared questions and answers related to your presentation. Okay, right. In here, it says that how politely and how meaningfully you have to bring your answers. Okay, so first of all, when someone is asking the question from you and while you are responding also, you should showcase your confidence and the authority. Okay, because you are the person who's responsible and you are required to come up with the proper answers for their several questions. And stay calm. You don't want to get panicked when they're asking something out of the box also. No matter, just think and answer. Actively listen. When they are asking the question, make sure you actively listen. Let them to ask the question completely. If you interrupt their question and in middle of their question, if you bring your answer, they would say that, excuse me, I didn't expect to that answer because my question is somewhat else. So you have to have the clear question, a complete question to be answered. Pause and reflect. Once he or she suddenly finish their question, you are not in position to suddenly give the answer. It's not over the Lakshapati, Mama the Lakshapati, suddenly question comes and give the response with your answer. Okay? But you could just think. You could again ask a question to just express, either clarify about your answer. Okay? So pause. Listen it very well and just keep a pause and think and build up your answer, then reflect and respond accordingly. One more time. The most significant fact of your presentation is maintain the proper eye contact. Clear? Okay. It's again required. When the person is asking the question and you just ignore, right, whatever the thing you want to ask, you ask, then the particular person also getting confused. Okay. You have to just look at the person, showcase your pleasant appearance that you are willing to answer for his or her question. Okay. And after having the question, make sure you politely say thank you for your question. Okay, according to your presentation, according to your purpose, they have more to question to get a more meaningful idea of your presentation. So you should showcase your gratitude for their questions and come up with the clarified, either verified answers for them. Right. Next part is again speaking impact. Okay, your ability to communicate effectively will leave a lasting impact on your audience. Okay, the way you are speaking, the way you are addressing, the way you are delivering your information is going to be judged, right? So make sure you do it effectively. Effectively communicating involves not only message, but also resonating with the experience. Okay, while you are presenting experience, bring it up. Okay, you may just bring kind of person's biography and bring it in a nutshell and emphasize that you are good enough, you are capable enough, if it's really a motivational speech. If it's not, any other presentations also, you may rely on the topic and the whatever the information you've shared. Okay, and Especially, your audience is going to listen to you, and as a presenter, you are also required to listen to your audience. If you are given an opportunity for someone to come up with their life experience related to the presentation, either their opinion, so it's going to be really impactful to interact with both parties. Okay, right? Because when you are only speaking, the rest of the parties would get dull. That's scenario. Okay. And dynamic delivery, so checking these things with its metrics, measurement of those things, targets, and actual things you got. As an example, audience attendance. So it shows that there are 200 attendees. Your target is to just get people around 150, even though they have mentioned 200 people. Sometimes some people would be absent. So with your preparation, your target's now right, I'll achieve at least 150. But actually you could approach for 120. Likewise, engagement during minute-wise, 60 minutes, but you couldn't complete it within 60 minutes. So you have already taken 75 minutes, more than 1 hour of time period. Okay. So likewise, you may just keep this type of a sheet in you. Then you are going to analyze your own dynamic delivery, right? Final tips and takeaways here. It's highly required to time in and transition. Okay. Aim for seamless professional delivery within the given time period. Practice audience. Enlist colleagues to listen and provide feedback. Time in and transition. Then practice audience. All those things, right? So here again, there are some tips for you to be considered one more time, right? And that's the conclusion of this long presentation and kind of standard and formal presentation. Thank you so much for keep engaging with the presentational skills development part 2. I believe that you all got satisfied with the second part, even though it's quite advanced presentation. I believe majority of you all have got the knowledge that you really required and the experience how you want to prepare for your original presentation in the exam. And one more thing I would like to highlight. This is actually a privilege for you all to get engaged with this particular diploma, because after completion of this diploma, you are going to be eligible for the Cambodia University diplomas. Okay, you already know that presently we are providing diplomas and degree level throughout the PBS, right? PBS Cambodia University, because Sipway campus has already affiliated with PBS University in Cambodia. So you are going to gain the world recognized qualification after completion of this particular program. Let me to bring that in Sinhala. ඉතින් ඇත්තටම ඔයගොල්ලෝ හරි වාසනාවන්තයි මේ diploma එක complete කරන්න. මොකද මේ advanced diploma එක complete කළාම ඔයා eligible වෙනවා Cambodia University එකේ diploma program වලට සහ degree programs වලට. එතකොට ඒ හරහා ඔබට ලොවම පිළිගත් qualification එකක් සුදුසුකමක් ලබා ගැනීමේ හැකියාව සිප්වේ කැම්පස් හරහා ඔබට ලැබී තියෙනවා. ඉතින් ආරාධනා කරනවා ඔයගලන්ට දිගටම රැඳිලා මේ opportunity එක අරගෙන degree level එක වෙනකන් යන්න, because at the end of the day it's going to be the world recognized qualification for you in English, right? So I believe that you would successfully complete this advanced diploma program and get enrolled with the diplomas and degree levels of the Cambodia University, where you could gain your foreign qualification staying in your own motherland, right? Okay, my darling students, thank you so much. Highly appreciate your cooperation and hope to meet you all back in next week. Till then, may you all have a blessed week. Thank you so much. Good night.
Good night, man. Thank you.
Thank you very much and good night, ma'am.
Night.